All right, hello everyone. I'm gonna stall for a little bit here because, man, this week you're probably tired of hearing me. This, guys. I'm Jonathan Crow, director of community NinjaOne. First of all, for those of you who've been tuning into our live streams recently, we had a little bit of thing with YouTube where we had to basically transition our account, and the streams that we had scheduled were giving you the wrong link. So I provided the right link. And we're gonna wait for people to realize that and come in. So there may be some folks who come in a little bit late, but this is being recorded. So if you do come in late and you want to catch up on what's going on, this is being you'll be able to get the full stream here for posterity. Let's get to it. With all that bumbling prelude aside, Dan Myers, senior product manager here at NinjaOne, the lord of all of our backup,
The archivist, they call me.
the archivist. Yes, Dan, your purview has been extending by the day, really, in terms of what backup means for Ninja, what we're offering, what we're building, what we're providing. It's gone from endpoints and servers, workstations and servers, to SaaS backup, and now multiple OSs. So exciting stuff. Do you want to give a little bit of background before you drop in?
Yeah,
Cool.
sure. It's nice to talk with everyone again. Really enjoy coming on and sharing some of the latest features, but also just being able to kind of pile in and just tell you all the new things in each release. So my name is Dan Myers, senior product manager here for Unified Backup. So as Jonathan mentioned, that covers everything from the endpoint side of servers and workstations and SaaS for our Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Entra, and maybe extra stuff in the future. Who knows? So, should we dive in, Jonathan? Have we given them enough time?
I think so. Let's do it.
Okay, great. Well, so today we're excited to announce that our Linux backup is here in Ninja. We know this is a long-awaited feature request, and so really just want to make sure you have the picture on how to get set up with that. The good news is it's just like handling the other backups that you already know how to manage well and true. So you're familiar with our file folder backup solution, and that's what we're offering here with our Linux solution. So we have a new section in the Linux policy for backup, file, and folder here. And we're capable of going ahead and creating our general plan and continuing to use the same traditional features that you are aware of, specifying folders directly, creating filters for exclusions, and as well as excluding any type of specific extensions that you might be looking for. Now, I think the best way to kind of take a look at this, though, is reminding you that not only do we have a policy level plan, but you can do this at a node level plan here. So let's go take a look at the most important things here and recognize, yeah, sure, we'll come to my little AI server. He's offline. His RAM is bad right now. Rip in chat, please. And so, but we do have individual. Oh, now I just realized that's going to be a horrible example. Let me choose another Linux box that is actually online here. And we'll take a look at Docker VM01. And when you are configuring a file folder plan for Linux and the machine is online and checking in, we do give you that flexibility of being able to open the file system here and select the exact folders and files that you'll be interested in. Of course, me doing this live in a demo environment is never one to apparently go well, but it is the same traditional example where you get to select certain folders, certain files. Obviously, I can very quickly demonstrate that on something that wants to behave a little nicer here. instead of embarrassing me live, right? So a standard file folder plan here is going to allow you to come in and browse and select individual folders that you're interested in, and of course excluding folders. Um, I like to joke that I created this so that I could save my daughter's Minecraft worlds on our server because the crying was getting to be too much. But really, it's because of you all and the feature requests that you've put in, the continued feedback and support on this. And so we've greatly appreciated that. And we're excited for you to get started running file folder Linux backup today. Thank you. Thank you for that. But again, they're managed in the same section of policies. Okay. And so, got to remember, please encourage you. Make sure you're setting your failed backup activities. Make sure you're setting your conditions for the lack of success. This is a new policy, right? And so you must go and set those settings as well. Highly recommend people are, adding their policies for activities, failed backups, root of your policy. That means any other policy that you've ever will create or create in the future will always have that visible to you. But this information is all still visible in our device overview, giving you information about all of the agents that have been backed up and what we have going on. Don't worry about this failure. Like I said, his RAM is bad and I turned him off. So, Jonathan, do we want to pause for questions, or we maybe want to like hit more 14 stuff?
Yeah, let's have a little pause for questions, and while we give you time to ask anything of Dan, now that he's held captive for us here, Dan, just to kind of go back and set the table here a little bit. So basically, one of the big things that's GA with 14.0 now is the fact that really we're aiming for simplicity, consistency across managing backups, Mac OS, Windows, and Linux now. Is there anything that's still different that people need to be aware of in terms of being able to start utilizing this right away? Do they need to talk to their account managers? Is it just automatically available now that 14 is live across all our different regions, including North America, which rolled out last night? How do they start utilizing this?
Start utilizing it today. You don't need to reach out. You just need to go turn backup on, right? We know that backup, you just go ahead and go into your machine. You come in here into settings and say, hey, I'd like to go ahead and enable a backup plan. And then you can go ahead and come in here and immediately get started. I promise that the volume does actually load here. So here is where we can go ahead and get the list of the volumes, start diving into each of the individual folders, choose exactly what you're looking to back up here. So you can get started today, and it's treated just like any other asset or agent that you would be backing up. So
Awesome. So I'm curious with Spencer. I'll pick on you a little bit, or anyone else who's watching who's utilizing backups. Now that you have the ability to include Linux in here, does that change anything for you guys? And I guess Dan, this is also another way of you mentioned updating policies and everything. Um, any best practices there, I guess, in terms of how people, now that this capability is there, how folks should alter their routines in here, basically.
well, I think it's worth reaffirming, right? Policies are OS based in Ninja, right? You are used to your Windows, you are used to your Mac, you are now adding Linux backup. I need you to recognize that this is a different policy tree. You do not have your backups configured to failed yet. So please make sure that you're setting your alerts here. That's probably one of the most important things, as you may not even just be recognizing that or remembering that the policy trees themselves are OS specific based.
See, Dan, I'm a perfect like ninja newbie avatar here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like people have questions about this specific part of it. So, yeah, what else is new in 14, Dan?
Sure. I'm going to reference something I have on the side here, but a couple of other things that we're doing here. We are now offering the ability to exclude files and folders from image backup that you don't want backed up. Um, it is a new option below exclude removable disk. It has some very important formatting needs. Of course, I haven't done this today. So we have a Dojo documentation that expressly shows you exactly how you must format these. But if you happen to know that you've got a line of business app and it's just got a noisy log folder, right? This could help address any type of incremental bloat that you might be seeing. So we do like to let you know that this is available. We have some defaults that we've already taken care of, but we know that some people may have very unique use cases. Sticking on this page, this ugly looking volume right here doesn't have a drive letter, and that's okay. But previously, we weren't showing you volumes that didn't have a drive letter in the ability to exclude them. We have seen, a recovery volume or a boot volume, or someone very naughtily was still had Windows Server Backup for archive information attached to that machine, but they couldn't exclude it because if Windows Server Backup, it just takes away the drive letter. Right. So customers were getting into a situation where they truly did need to exclude some letterless drive. And now we're giving you the choice. We're providing it all to you here. We have some new health status additions here in the backup product, or in the entire global product here. So we have added a couple extra options here. I think it's the restore job failed and the cloud sync failed are the new ones that we've added here, just giving you additional flexibility and alert styles and notifications so that you can see what we have going on here. At an organization level, actually, and a global overview here, boot verification, which has been such a tremendous success. I hope you guys are using this here, giving you the ability to come into your backups and have them periodically booted to show that they are able to be booted. Okay. This is built into your server license. Okay. So if you need to prove an audit, you can do that. I'm going to take some liberty here because I hear a question being asked every once in a while. What about boot verify for workstations? The answer is it's not part of the workstation price. You can do it though. If you come into your policy and change your role um, to a server instead of, here we go. If you change your role from a desktop to a server and apply a server policy, you will get boot verify. Now that means you're paying the backup server price. 99% of the people that I've spoken to, actually everyone that I've spoken to today says, well, the reason I need to boot verify this workstation is because I treat it like a server. And to that point, I sort of say, well, don't you want it in probably your server monitoring and alerting policy anyway? And they kind of say, yeah, I do. That would be great. So that is an option that you have at your disposal. But before I distracted myself, what I wanted to show is that boot verification widget up at the top now has a drill down that will air out in your demo environment. We're doing it live, folks. Sorry about that. But just like the rest of our history that we accomplished for you, where we're giving you clear information about some of the most recent information of the job, we're in a good spot here to give you that information and those recent results.
Dan, I'm also going to drop in a few links
Do
here.
it.
You mentioned boot verification. There is a docs page I just linked to, and also a video that a short video that Jeff Hunter put together, walking through how to do that. I'm also, while I'm at it, going to grab the links for 14.0. So there's a
Yeah.
blog post that is available to anyone. It's public, and it calls out, the backup Linux gap that we're closing with this, and then for NinjaOne customers, for partners, we've got a Dojo article too that goes into in-depth release notes. And so for anyone who is curious, this stream again is part of our series. Whenever we have a major new release, we like to dive deep into some of the details here, of what's new. And so we're talking about all backup related things here, but the article I just connected to, or I just linked to, shares what all is new at 14 overall.
Yep, absolutely. Do we have any questions yet that we want to take a look at?
Yeah, it looks like no other questions yet. I mean, I'll open it up too, if you don't mind, Dan, to like beyond just questions about what's new and shiny and new here.
Yeah.
What are other questions that you all have run into with utilizing backup? Are there other things in terms of roadmap that you guys have questions about? Like I mentioned on yesterday's stream, if any of you caught that, with Tom Goins, the PM in charge of NMS network discovery. The PMs live in the future. They live. Dan's been working on things involved with 15 and 16. Those are other releases planned for the year. And we want to keep some of those things under wraps. Don't want to reveal
Do
all,
we?
but well, I don't know. But it's a great opportunity to you may have roadmap questions or things that you're like, okay, this is all new, great stuff. But we're looking for. It'd be nice if Ninja did X, Y, or Z, and those may be things that are already on the roadmap. So if you have any other questions like that, or things that you're on your wish list, now is also a good chance to ask Dan about them. So I'll give folks a little chance to ask that. And meanwhile, Dan, I mean, how I guess maybe this is also an opportunity for you to talk about the bigger kind of vision for NinjaOne Backup. I mean, it's been very cool to see it go from when you joined it, in this very nascent stage to, hey, we're building backup. We're going to provide the basics. We want to get some initial
Yep.
functionality out there, and we're going to build on it incrementally over time in the Ninja way. We've been crossing off all these boxes, right? We've been developing, going across systems or OSs. We've gone into SaaS backup now too. I mean, there's been all these things. Where are we at in terms of like the overall vision? I know that the road is not we're not coming up to like a finish date. We'll never be done. But how are
No.
you feeling about things, Dan?
I'm feeling really good, honestly. And man, sometimes I wish I could just share all the cool ideas that I have. Like I've been working on this big 3-5 year plan right now about like what the true future of a unified backup product looks like. But I can say that where we are going uh and where we've been laying foundation for is going to be some really exciting things. So we did our boot verification. That is leading directly into disaster recovery, where we'll be able to spin up your machines in the cloud fast and get you going. In fact, that brings up a really cool point. Very soon, like within a couple of weeks, a new version of our image restore tool is coming out, and we're seeing up to 100% speed increases. We found a little bottleneck that we could unblock, and we can now confidently say that we will solely be limited by what you bring to the table of your hardware and performance. In fact, our CEO said, "Dan, I want to know the fastest we could ever restore something." So I stood up a $600 AWS VM. He hasn't seen that bill yet, and we restored 2 terabytes in 13 minutes. Now,
So,
that's the machine of the gods. But what we've now recognized is we can have an even more performant restore capability for you.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a couple of weeks. I mean, is that something that goes live outside of
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The image restore tool has its capabilities of being released whenever we need. We are going to bring a more full announcement into 15, but because you're here, you get to hear about the cool stuff, and there's just no reason to hold
nice.
it back. So, in terms of also where we're going and what we've been working on and how our focus has been, my focus has been about providing you, the customer, as much information possible. Um, and we are looking to give you clear information, clear, actionable intel if there is a problem, right? Many of you have seen this, but every single failure code has its own dojo article listed along with it. It's for you to come in here and go through and troubleshoot these yourselves so that you don't need to open a ticket. I'm excited to kind of like it's nothing I can't share, but like our ticket number of backup tickets have dropped by a reasonable percentage, but our growth has also grown substantially this year again. So being able to increase growth of our the number of our customers and lower tickets, not just like on average, the number of tickets has been really fun. Um, and so that's why I've been focusing on providing extra bits of information.
Very cool. Very cool. We did get one question while we are going over this from
Yeah.
Oscar. Thanks, Oscar. Is multi-policy available or on the roadmap? An example, backing up locally at a different time than cloud, or if local storage isn't available at deployment, but want to add it later on.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of housekeeping to do on the back end side before I do have the desire to release, sort of fail open to the cloud if not available. Like if the local isn't available, that's something I really want to do. I got to do a couple of engine tweaks, but they are wrapping up. Um, it's a cool feature. I'm glad people are requesting it because I really like the idea of it.
Yeah, and you mentioned that's probably a good cue to mention. This is the way we build at Ninja, right? Constantly looking for user feedback, working with our partners hand in hand, getting not just in terms of getting the ideas for it, using Product Board, which we can certainly drop a link to in the YouTube description after the fact, but also as things are early access and beta, getting people to test things out, give feedback, really work kind of hand in hand in the development of these things. And if you have any interest in that, specifically the early access and beta access, reach out to your account manager. They'll help you with an NDA for some of the super secret stuff. And then we have private channels in Discord that we can give you access to, and you can work with Dan on some new upcoming cool stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. I think I'll give another last call for any types of questions. Thanks again, Oscar. Spencer, I don't know if there's anything on your mind, but anyone else, if you have any other questions, this will be last call. And then likewise too, if you end up watching this, if you're watching this not live but the recording, don't be shy. Jump in the comments, drop questions. We do pay attention to those, and we'll respond with answers. And then likewise, you can always drop into our Discord, and Dan is active there. You can ping him. There's also a dedicated backup channel where
Yep.
there's lots of great discussion happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, with that, Dan, I think you might be off the hook on this one, unless there's anything else that you wanted to share. I mean, I will say 14.0 for NinjaOne partners who've been with us for a while. You've kind of seen us kind of settle into a really steady, nice rhythm with the releases. They're coming about once a quarter now, packed with a lot of stuff, and they get staggered in terms of the release cadence. Where our friends in Canada are the guinea pigs, along with our APAC friends, and then it gets released to Europe then finally into North America. So the North America folks, you just got access to 14.0 overnight. As always, let us know if you're seeing any kind of issues or bugs that you've spotted. We work, you get this at the end, so hopefully a lot of those have been smashed out. But if you do have any issues, definitely let us know. In terms of knowing, hey, what all is new, you should see links directly within Ninja, the portal, to be able to go to check out the release notes. I've linked to them here too. And we're doing these streams. We have another one coming up next Thursday with Luke Whitelock to talk about some updates to custom fields that are really cool and powerful. And then we've got an overall webinar with Jeff Hunter coming up too. All right, Dan. Last word. Any other thing you want to say to folks, or is this a wrap for this one?
Let's see. I mean, I think they got to stick around for the next one. I have a lot of cool stuff coming, and I'm really excited to show it to you. But you can get me talking in that Discord channel. So please do come in and chat with me on our backup Discord channel here.
That sounds great. And 15 for those of you who are curious when that's going to be happening. It's going to be, man, by the time these things happen, it's going to be soon, right? It's going to start going out, I believe, in September. So right around the corner, and then 16 is going to be coming by the end of the year. So lots more good stuff coming. But Dan, really appreciate you taking the time as always. Very cool to see that backup has been opened up to Linux and some of these other quality of life improvements. Super cool to see. Thank you as always, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to do these. So thank you all for being a part of it. And please continue with your feature requests and comments. We absolutely listen to them, and it really does help us make the best product for you. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. Take care, and we'll see you next week for another live stream.